Transfer portal season is almost wrapped up. So in today's video, I'm going to go over a big update around Nebraska recruiting and their final targets. What's going on with offensive lineman Pete? Will the Huskers land an edge rusher? Who are two players that I expect to commit today? And some last second names you need to watch out for. So really quick, massive Nebraska transfer portal update. Hit that like button if you're fired up. And also, if you're a diehard Nebraska fan and you're unsubscribed, what are you waiting for? It would help me a lot. Please hit that subscribe button for Nebraska transfer portal updates just like this that you can't get anywhere else on the internet. Please hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get into it. Going over Nebraska and the transfer portal. Things are wrapping up for the Big Red. Really quickly, I want to give you a timeline of what to expect. I think a couple commits will announce today for the Big Red, and we're really not going to see any more visitors going forward. We might see a couple, come maybe this weekend, but just expect by Sunday the Nebraska transfer portal class will pretty much be wrapped up. Nobody really will commit after then. There's a dead period coming, so there's really not going to be anything going on in the portal after Sunday. Nebraska, they're about to be over with this process and then really get into high school recruiting. So let's get things started with Pete. What's going on with this situation? Of course, offensive lineman coming in from New Mexico State, one of the better left tackles in all of college football. He visited yesterday for the Big Red, and from all intents and purposes, it went very well. Pete, the one thing I want you to remember about this guy, he's a big relational guy. He doesn't really care about money. A lot of transfers do. He doesn't care about that. He wants to go to a good fit, a place that he knows he can succeed at, a place that he thinks he's going to go get a good education at. So he's a big on the relationships, doesn't really care about the money at all. So Nebraska really impressed him from his visit yesterday. The only school that I'm really looking out for in this process is Kentucky. He took a visit there earlier this January. So looks like it's a two-horse race for Nebraska and Kentucky. I'd expect we get an announcement pretty quickly. I'd give probably Nebraska the odds-on favorite spot over the Wildcats, but wanted to mention that Kentucky is still in this process. But Nebraska, I think they're going to lock him down. We're going to have two offensive line commits. I don't know if we get a third one. They just really haven't went after anybody besides these two, the Alabama transfer and Pete. So wanted to give you guys an update. I'd imagine we get a commitment probably by the weekend around where he's going to go. I also want to talk about the edge rusher position because it's very clear that Nebraska still wants to get one more edge rusher in this process, to likely play that jack spot for the Big Red. It was announced yesterday that Maurice Westermoreland committed to Tulane. Tulane gave him a pretty nice NIL deal, to say the least. So he's going over there to play for the Green Wave, will not play for Nebraska. Nebraska was the runner-up in that process. So they still want to get an edge rusher. Who are some names that might commit to Nebraska last second? I have two names for you. The first guy I'm looking out for is Jamori Robinson. Nebraska has some legit interest here coming in from UTSA. Again, you look at the stats for him. 1 year left, had 11 sacks last year for the Roadrunners, 2 forced fumbles. His portal process has been very quiet, really hasn't took any visits, but the second he entered, Nebraska showed some interest there. So this is one guy that I'm a little bit interested to see what he does. Again, only 1 year left. The only reason he's entering the portal and not the draft is because he got 1 year left because of the JUCO ruling. So Jamori Robinson is a guy who Nebraska might, see what happens there, knock on his door. And the other guy that I reported interest in is Damon Wilson. Nebraska was absolutely going to try to get this guy on a visit. Unfortunately, he declined. He's going to likely commit to Ohio State very quickly. Again, Ohio State, once the big dogs get involved, it's pretty hard for Nebraska to beat them out. So Nebraska had interest here in Damone Wilson the second. He's going to go over to Ohio State. It's going to be announced pretty quickly. But Nebraska, expect them to get another edge rusher. So we'll see if somebody comes on campus in the next 2 days. I'll keep you guys posted on that. And then, talking about some guys who I expect to commit very, very soon. Marquise Groves-Kilbrew, by the time I record this, he might have committed, but he will commit today. He looks like he signed the dotted line. Everything's official. We're just waiting to get that final word from Marquise Groves-Kilbrew, but just know, got a pretty good tip here. He has signed the dotted line. It's pretty much a done deal here. We're just waiting on him to, tweet out that he's committed, and then we can officially report on that. But I'm expecting that to come today. Nebraska picks up a DB. I'll save my analysis for that, so make sure to put bell notifications on. I'll post the second he commits. And then the other guy I'm expecting to commit today, Jonah Wilson, of course, reported on the channel last night. Crystal ball started rolling in for him. Expect him to commit. That's guy, 3 years of eligibility left, wide receiver. Again, I'll save my full analysis for when he commits, but just know those guys will probably commit today, if not tomorrow. Things are going to happen very quickly. So, assuming we land both of these guys, I think we're only going to get one more tackle. Hopefully that's GSP and one more edge rusher, and then they're going to call it wraps. I'd be surprised if somebody visits this weekend. I think they might not really have anybody visit this weekend. Most of the staff, they're outside of Lincoln right now recruiting for the high school trail. So I don't know if we're going to get any more visitors. It's almost over, guys. Transfer portal season. It's been fun, but it's almost over, and now we're going to get back into high school recruiting because they have a big high school recruiting weekend coming up. Not this weekend, but next weekend. They're going to have a lot of big-time guys on campus. So, all right, guys, that's the update. I also want to show you guys something really quick before we get out of here. Nebraska has 2 players playing in the Under Armour All-American game. Or no, this is the NBC All-American game. CORTEZ Mills, 4-star, and 4-star Christian Jones. I want you guys just to look at this catch that CORTEZ Mills made yesterday. Let's see if we can load. There we go. So a little bit of a post, very physical, and just like CORTEZ Mills always does, goes up, gets that jump ball. It's a pretty nice catch there from the 4-star wide receiver. Should be noted around CORTEZ Mills, he is an early enrollee for the Big Red, so he'll be on campus very, very soon. I think he'll be on campus in about a week for the Huskers when the semester starts, I believe, on the 21st. So, all right, guys, that's the update talking about Nebraska and the transfer portal. Things are almost done. I'll probably give you guys my full analysis of the transfer portal, all of the guys, maybe Saturday or Sunday, so watch out for that video. I go back to college pretty quickly here, so things are, wrapping up. Been a fun winter break hanging out with you guys, and I'm going to continue to push out daily Husker football content all off-season long. All right, guys, thanks for rocking with me. Let me know your comments down below about this Nebraska transfer portal update. Things are almost done. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Hey, if you made this far in the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. As always, folks, it's going to be great. Go on, Rhule. See you in the next one.